with his pre-race comments as they move in and his call of a 1992 Melbourne Cup. The Greater 3UZ Good Sports Chief Race Caller, Bryan Martin.
Coming into line for the Melbourne Cup. Just about ready to run as Mr. Eurostar and Sky Flyer go in. The Cross is the favourite for the 1992 Melbourne Cup. And they're ready to go, and there's the light. They're racing, they're off. And down on the inside, one of the first out, Star of the Realm, away quickly, Better Loosen Up, came out running near the inside. Heroicity began fast and tucking in behind them. Viander Cross further out in the track now is Equidity with Tiakau Nick and Sub-Zero, Brave Expectations, Ali Boy, Dr. Grace, and Sky Flyer is the widest runner. In the driving rain down the straight the first time, and Sir Winston has gone through nearer the inside to lead the field. Better Loosen Up is up close today over on the inside of Heroicity, further out Equidity and Ali Boy. Sky Flyer about 5 out going forward from Donegal Mist. Dr. Grace out very wide on the track. Sub-Zero behind them with Donegal Mist. Star of the Realm, London Bridge, Tiakau Nick. Viander crosses midfield on the inside of Sub-Zero. Then came Superimpose, followed by Big Baron. Brave Expectations, followed by Maharaja. Further back, Cavalieri, Castletown, the inside from Valdano. And Mr. Eurostar is last of all. They go by the judge with a lap to go in the Melbourne Cup. And Sir Winston out in front, a length and a half now. Sky Flyer, the lightweight, went up second. A length and a half further back, Equidity over on the inside now of Ali Boy and Dr. Grace, 3 deep, a length further back. It's old Better Loosen Up. He's up on the inside, running 6, going out with about 2,000 to go, followed by Donegal Mist and Heroicity. Then Star of the Realm at the 2,000 metre mark on the rail. Tiakau Nick out 3 deep, London Bridge the middle. A length and a half then to Valdano, safely locked over on the inside of Sub-Zero. A length further back, Big Baron. They're followed by Superimpose, Brave Expectations, Valdano 3 deep, a length and a half, Cavalieri around Castletown. Then came Maharaja and 2 lengths last of all to Mr. Eurostar. At the halfway mark, 1,600 to go in the Melbourne Cup, and Sir Winston in front. Little Paddy Payne out by 2.5 lengths. Sky Flyer over on the inside, Equidity. They're followed by Ali Boy, who's wide with Dr. Grace over on the inside. Then Better Loosen Up, a length and a half further back, Donegal Mist over on the inside. Star of the Realm moving up 3 deep, Tiakau Nick, a length further back then. Came at the head of the others, Heroicity, followed over along the inside by London Bridge. Maharaja going forward with about 1,250 to go. Further back, Sub-Zero inside him, Viander Cross, Valdano out 3 deep. They're followed by Cavalieri as they start to bunch up in the cup. Further back, Superimpose, Big Baron, 2 lengths to Castletown, well back in the field with Brave Expectations and Mr. Eurostar, 1,000 to go in the cup. Sir Winston a length and a half in front. Second, Sky Flyer. Equidity's had a nice run over on the inside third. They're followed further back by Dr. Grace. Better Loosen Up is over on the inside of the 850 metre mark. He lost a bit of ground around the outside of him, Ali Boy. Where's Viander Cross? Oh, he's still locked away badly on the inside. Sub-Zero's pulled out wide. He's making a run. Valdano and Cavalieri off the track are coming with runs now, and further back, Big Baron about third last when they turn. Sir Winston first for home in the Melbourne Cup, a length and a half, kicked away 2 in front of Equidity. Then Better Loosen Up, followed by Cavalieri. Valdano tried to push his way clear, and here's Sub-Zero down the outside, and Castletown with a run. Sub-Zero might be the one. He's raced up to Sir Winston from Cavalieri, Castletown, and then Viander Cross getting out late from Ali Boy. Greg Hall has raced to the front on Sub-Zero. He goes for home in the cup, and he might have a run. He's 3 in front. Viander Cross, Castletown trying hard, but it's the Greys Cup. Sub-Zero holding Viander Cross at bay, and Sub-Zero wins the Melbourne Cup by 2 lengths. Second, Viander Cross, a length and a half away. Third, Castletown, a gap then to Mr. Eurostar. Fourth, a long gap further back, Cavalieri, Big Baron, and then Sir Winston, London Bridge, Star of the Realm. Then Ali Boy. Further back in the field came Equidity, followed by Valdano. Better Loosen Up. Well back in the field then Tiakau Nick, Sky Flyer. Then came Donegal Mist, Brave Expectations. Third last, Superimpose, and the last 2 in the Melbourne Cup are Maharaja and Dr. Grace. Wait for the placings. No, there's one behind them pulling up. Heroicity tailed off. Heroicity is tailed off in the cup. And it's Sub-Zero and Lee Freedman and Greg Hall again in the Melbourne Cup, number 8. Number 8, Sub-Zero has won the Melbourne Cup. Number 8, Sub-Zero, it's the Greys Cup. Number 9 is second, Viander Cross, locked away near the inside, got out in time. Couldn't bridge the gap on Sub-Zero. Number 9 second, Viander Cross. And number 4 is third in the Melbourne Cup, number 4, Castletown. The placings in the Melbourne Cup for 1992, the numbers are in the frame, and they are 8, 9 and 4. Greg Hall has won the Melbourne Cup. He won the Cox Plate recently, and Hall has taken the 1992 Melbourne Cup, coming through the murk and the rain when they turned for home. Hall was sitting there quietly. He was confident. He had the grey machine under him, and he was going for home. He ranged up to grab the bolter, Sir Winston, and the cup was all Greg Hall's then. He kicked away, and this jockey, who has faced many setbacks in the last 18 months outside racing, has won the main event. He's won the greatest race in Australia and one of the greatest races in the world, the Foster's $2 million Melbourne Cup. And just watch Greg Hall as he returns to scale. It'll be something special. Number 9, second, Viander Cross. They were running alongside each other a long, long way from home. Hall had Dye inside him, and that's where he left him coming to the home turn. He came around the field out into the better going, and he went for home, Greg. Dye got clear on Viander Cross, has failed by 2 lengths down to the post. And number 4, the Dow Stayer out of New Zealand, Castletown, is third. Officially fourth from last at the 1,000-metre mark is Mr. Eurostar. But the Melbourne Cup has been run and won by Greg Hall, and the crowd standing out in the rain. It's a Mardi Gras, the Melbourne Cup, regardless of the weather. And there he is, Greg Hall. And if you watch Greg, if you're watching him on television, you'll find that he'll continue a tradition of waving. And I must say, he waves here to the broadcast box and has done so for 5 years, whether it be a win on a bush track, whether it be a win at Flemington. And it's something that Greg Hall has done over the years, to give us, to doff his cap or raise the whip to the 3EZ broadcasting box. And there he goes. If you're watching, Greg, you'll see what I'm talking about if you're listening to me and watching the picture. As the gate is open, as the Melbourne boy takes the cap off and brings the grey horse back, the winner of the 92 Melbourne Cup. There he is, G. Hall, on Sub-Zero, at a great performance to outstay them and win the Melbourne Cup for 92. Good on you, Greg. Fantastic. Sub-Zero, trained by Lee Freeman. He's done it again, Lee. And luck just hasn't gone the way of Shane Dye. Let's go to the mounting yard. 8, 9 and 4. The should pay totes at $5.30 and $1.90. $2.10 and $3.40. Roy Higgins.
Well, we've got a very excited Lee Freedman here, Lee. This has capped off a wonderful carnival for you.
Yeah, no, well, you know, the horse hadn't won all season, but I was happy with him all the way through.
Probably one of the preparations that you'd learnt from watching the great Bart Cummings prepare a horse. I've watched you right through the string of this horse, and it's been a magnificent preparation.
Yeah, you tend to learn something from the old fella. He's a great conditioner of horses, and I thought I couldn't give this horse. I didn't think Bart could give him better preparation anyway. Excuse me, this is my owners here.
Lee's just been pulled out by his owners, a very excited group of people around here, and certainly this has been a magnificent training feat by probably, well, they were saying on television, legends. He's the young legend, and JB Cumming is the old legend. He's certainly going ahead and proving a Caulfield Cup, WS Cox Plate, Melbourne Cup to top it up. What else can the man achieve? And he's only been training for a short number of years.
Higgs, this is a fantastic comeback by this rider, Greg Hall, against odds with his life away from the racetrack. There's no more popular rider, there's no greater rider in Australia on his day than G. Hall. In the space of a fortnight, just over a fortnight, the Cox Plate, the championship weight for age race of Australasian racing, and now the one, the Melbourne Cup. Greg Hall, a Melbourne boy, to take the Melbourne Cup. It's just sensational stuff.
We just watch him dismount from the horse. There's thumbs up and fingers down, and he's got a smile on his face from ear to ear. This man from the great Hall family, they've got horse racing and horse riding through their blood and going back generations. Greg has carried this on. Greg Hall was always a great rider. As you mentioned, Bryan had problems. He
got his weight down,
allowed himself to wander around a bit, and well, became a bit of, to what I've known Greg, we've been great mates for many years, but the old thing of the easy come, easy go, you know, that this will never stop, it'll keep going. But I think he learned his lesson. We've got this guy back now, and he's just riding so super. He settled that horse one off the fence coming down the straight the first time.
And he had you-know-who inside him.
Yes, thank you very much. And the white paint was frightening RSI, I think. And Greg timed his run. Greg started to move forward from the 800, which is the ideal spot to start a run on a fit horse in the Melbourne Cup. He commenced to move forward. He didn't let go 100 mile an hour to go out after them. He timed his run. He reached the lead just inside the 200-metre mark. Perfect timing. Got to the front. No, he knew. He's been riding this horse right through. He knew he had a fit horse that could run the 3,200 metres. He knew the horse would handle his conditions, and he went out and rode in a Melbourne Cup as when he's at his peak. This guy, he's just cool, calm and collected. We call him the enforcer. I think he's probably one of the most patient riders we've got in Victoria, and he's proven that here today by winning the great 1992 Melbourne Cup.
Higgs Tates are coming up. I'd love you to go and pursue Greg maybe before the presentation, because he's our hometown hero, Gregory Hall.
Well, unfortunately, through the new ruling of this carnival, we cannot have access to the jockey or after the correct weight is notified until the presentation and Channel 10 have finished their commitments with them.
Yeah.
So we'll hang round, mate, and if we can grab him, we'll buzz straight back in.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Roy. Roy Higgins there, and we'll have a word with Greg Hall shortly. The tote dividends, ladies and gentlemen, on the Melbourne Cup for 1992. The winner is number 8, Sub-Zero, by Carla Dancer from Wiley Trade, prepared by Lee Freedman. And if you listen to Racing Extra last night, our Melbourne Cup edition, Lee was our studio guest, and one of the lines that Lee will be best remembered, he spoke about the performance of Terrific in '89, and he also mentioned that Sub-Zero was a better horse than Terrific. He said he had doubts about Vienda Cross running the distance out. Maybe he was right, maybe he was wrong, Lee, but he was right on one score, and that's what of his trio, Sub-Zero would be the best of them, and he thought it could win it. So it's proved. Sub-Zero has won the Melbourne Cup by Carla Dancer from Wiley Trade. The breeders, Wakefield Stud in New South Wales, raced by DHK Investments Proprietary Limited. D. Cabritz is the syndicate manager. A. Brodrib, a JSL Par, and AJ Tocasio, prepared by Lee Freedman, who won the Cup and Quinella the Cup in '89, and here he is at '92. The Freedman brothers, they are the new masters of racing here in Australia, there's no doubt. Greg Hall, the winning rider, a grey stallion, a 4-year-old, Sub-Zero. Number 9, second, Vienda Cross. To my eye, out in plenty of time to run down Sub-Zero. Again, performance by this racehorse. I don't think Shane Dye did too much wrong in the horse. He seemed to get it clear at the top of the straight. He was inside across Shane Dye for Crossways from Lavender, and the great stayer out of New Zealand, really, Castletown, doing his best work at the finish to run third. Well, £1 sterling from Mona Curra, ridden by Noel Harris for trainer Paddy Besutton. Officially fourth in the Cup is number 18, Mr. Eurostar. That was a good run. And fifth home is number 15, and that's Cavalieri, which was the widest runner on the home turn. For the benefit of sweeps, the horse that was tailed off last was Heroicity. Tailed off last, Heroicity. Let's have a look at the toe dividends now for the Cup. The winner, which is number 8. Number 8, Sub-Zero, 5.30 and 1.90. If you're watching the race, you would have seen the hold that Hall had on Sub-Zero when they turned for home. The temptation of letting go on the home turn and rushing up to the leaders. But he's a marvellous horseman, Greg Hall. He waited till they got down with about 300 to go. The clock tower was in his sights, and that's when he went for home. 5.30 and 1.90 for Sub-Zero. Vienda Cross second, $2.10, and Castletown third, $3.40. 5.30 and 1.90, $2.10 for third, $3.40. Quinella dividend on the Melbourne Cup is a dividend of $9 even. The double 6 and 8 paid $137.60, $137.60. The extra double 17 and 8, $265.60, $265.60 for the extra double 17 and 8. And the all-important trifecta. We await the trifecta, which is a pretty popular one in the Melbourne Cup. With the favourites running 1, 2, Castletown getting into third, and the trifecta will be declared shortly on 8, 9 and 4. 8, 9 and 4. Of the beaten brigade, Michael Clark applying daring tactics on Better Loosen Up, riding the horse up close, running 6th in the run, under a bit of pressure before the home turn. He's not comfortable in this ground, Better Loosen Up, and he weakened. Now there's the warning siren again. There's no sign of the weight signal, so stand by. Past the post, 8, 9, 4, 18 and 15. Stand by. Better Loosen Up, weakening before the turn. Superimposed, not happy in the ground. Finished back about 4th last in the race. Time for the race, 3:24.7. Castletown, a game performance. Dr. Grace caught wide most of the way. Heroicity tailed off, not comfortable in the going.
Moving in at Eagle Farm.
Quiddity weakening a long way from home. Star of the Realm never comfortable. Donegal missed likewise. Tiago de Valdano. Cavalieri a good run fifth. London Bridge beaten before the turn. Mr. Eurostar flashing home to run fourth. Big Baron never got into the race. Ali Boy likewise. Maharaja made a run down the back of the track. Brave Expectations never in it. Sky Flyer up handy going out of the straight. Weakened when the pressure was on. And Sir Winston running a bowl race in front. Being first for home and kicking 2 lengths in front for Paddy Payne. Then weakening in the home running. Now the betting deductions are coming up for the early betting with the late scratching of Let's Alone. And also the other 2 runners, My Eagle Eye and Cross Swords, 3, 5 and 16 with the late scratching with the track change. And we'll have that betting announcement shortly from Flemington before weight can be posted. Coming up now, David. 7 cents in the win and 8 in the place. That's a deduction on bets taken up until 2.29. So bets taken up until 2.29 face a deduction of less 7 cents the win at 8 in the place. Bets taken up until 2.29 this afternoon in that early pre-post betting face a deduction of less 7 cents in the win dollar at 8 cents in the place dollar. That's face value, of course, of the ticket. Still no trifecta on the Melbourne Cup, but the candidates have returned and positions now being taken for the presentation, the famous presentation of the Foster's Melbourne Cup.
Racing in Brisbane.
Side a little slow.